Hello, precious one. It is with great joy I welcome you once more to our daily devotional, The Glory Realm. You know, we've been dwelling on access to supernatural lifting, and today we want to continue on that as we go to part 3 of the topic, access to supernatural lifting. And we are reading from the book of Numbers, chapter number 11, from verse number 16 to 17. And then we go on to verse number 25 to 26. And the Lord said to Moses, "Gather for me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and let them stand there with you. And I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take up the spirit which is upon you, and I will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you may not have to bear it yourself alone." Now move on to verse number 25 to 26. Verse number 25 says, "And the Lord came in the cloud and spoke to him, and took up the spirit that was upon him, and put it upon the 70 elders. And when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, sounding forth the praises of God and declaring his will." That's what Amplified explained as prophesied. "Then they did so no more," meaning they did it just for that moment. Verse 26 says, "But there remained 2 men in the camp named Eldad and Medad. The Spirit rested upon them, and they were of those who were selected and listed, yet they did not go out to the tent as to do, but they prophesied in the camp." There are several ways we can position ourselves to gain access to supernatural lifting. Sometimes by associating or serving under someone who is graced with outstanding access to God, we can activate for ourselves access to supernatural lifting. What does this introduce us to? Now, when you serve under somebody with the supernatural grace of God upon his or her life, you kind of position yourself to have access to supernatural lifting, because what's upon them with time comes upon you, and your life becomes graced with what they carried, and like we would observe from our reading today. As an individual, I have not yet met the likes of Benny Hinn, Billy Graham, and others who have been a great influence to my life in flesh and blood. But for many years, I have had continual fellowship with them through their materials, DVDs, video, as in VHS, in the days of VHS, and cassettes, and then CDs now, and also the online messages, materials they produced. And by that, I have experienced some of the graces upon their own lives, upon my ministry and my life. I've seen the hand of God having similar fashion of what is upon their life and ministry by just fellowshipping with them via those materials. In Numbers 11, God told Moses to bring the leaders, the elders that we just read about, into the tent of meeting. And as they watched and heard God commune with Moses, he took from the spirit that was upon Moses, the spirit with which Moses executed the assignment for which God called him, and released it upon these 70 elders. Please note, the scripture tells us that God took from the spirit that was upon Moses, and that is very important. It does not say that God gave them his spirit, but that he took from the spirit that was upon Moses, and that makes a lot of difference, because that speaks of the grace, the spirit and the grace that was upon the prophet Moses, that actually guided him and helped him to accomplish the work. The calling of a man of God is graced with some supernatural enablement. And that is not just limited to people who are in the ministry. Whenever somebody is doing something extraordinary, the person has certain abilities and grace upon their lives. And when you position yourself under them, you have the privilege to have some communion or contact or relationship with what they carry. If it was not the same spirit that Moses had, then there would have been a lot of trouble. And that's what happened in a number of places where people go to kind of identify with a particular, say somebody is called to a music ministry and he's having this vision like ours in Glorious Fountain, and then somebody comes in who has a calling to deliverance ministry, deliverance ministry that is focused 24/7 on praying prayers, delivering people from the powers of darkness. It's not like music wouldn't do that, music does that, but they are preoccupied with this. Now, if this person is in the music ministry like us, the person will get frustrated because he's not going to have just what he wanted. He has a different spirit. If that person fails to identify where he or she should be, there's going to be a problem. And that goes for you. Do you understand the call of God for your life? Do you understand where you should be? The place you are, does it give you the enabling environment to bring out the best that you have on the inside? Now, if you identify with a particular gift and calling of God upon a man's life, then it becomes necessary for you to get the right orientation that will help you fit into that vision. If you don't have the right orientation, you're going to be a serious problem. This is also applicable in various aspects of life. If you desire to spend a significant portion of your life doing something, it must be in line with your purpose and calling. You are destined to fulfill certain divine agenda in life, but if you end up in the wrong place, you will become a problem to them just as they will become a problem to you. It is very important that you take that time to understand the plan and purpose of God for your life. And by so doing, you position yourself for supernatural lifting. I hope that was a blessing to you. I pray that the glory of God will rest mightily upon your life and lift you to a new dimension of glory and walk with God. God bless you.